You slice open a perfectly ripe, beautifully green avocado on your kitchen counter. You scoop out that rich, creamy flesh to spread onto your morning sourdough or toss into a fresh, vibrant salad. Then, you're left with the pit. You sink the heavy steel blade of your kitchen knife directly into that hard, brown, woody center. You twist the blade, pop the heavy seed out, tap it against the edge of the rubbish bin, and watch it fall away into the dark. Stop right there. Look very closely at what you are doing. You are doing the exact biological equivalent of buying a highly profitable gold mine, keeping the cheap surface dirt, and throwing the solid, priceless gold nuggets straight into the river. That heavy, solid seed you just threw away with yesterday's rubbish actually contains up to 70% of the avocado's entire antioxidant capacity. It is completely packed with incredibly rare, highly active plant compounds called senolytics. These specific compounds act as deep, microscopic biological cleaners. They specifically target, attack, and dissolve the dead, aging cells in your body. These are the exact same failing cells that drive your morning joint stiffness, your constant afternoon fatigue, and that frustrating, cloudy brain fog that makes you forget why you walked into a room. Of course you throw the pit out. It is as hard as a rock. It feels exactly like a large wooden marble. It tastes intensely bitter and chalky on the tongue. Nature locked these vital nutrients away for a very specific reason, and human stomachs simply aren't built to digest raw wood. Most people who discover the hidden health benefits of the seed make a massive, painful mistake. They just toss the whole raw pit into a high-speed blender and blitz it into their morning smoothie. This completely destroys their delicate digestion and causes severe, doubling-over stomach cramping. Stay with me. At the end of this video, I will show you the exact 10-minute boiling and temperature shock method. This specific ancient method completely neutralizes the harsh bitterness and extracts 100% of these powerful senolytics safely, allowing your body to absorb them without a single cramp. As we pass the age of 50, our internal cellular cleanup system slows down dramatically. When you are 20 years old, your body has a flawless cellular recycling program. If a cell gets damaged from sun exposure, poor diet, or stress, it politely self-destructs. Your immune system swiftly flushes it away, and you wake up feeling fresh, vibrant, and ready to move. But at 50, this magnificent system gets tired and sluggish. Certain damaged cells in your body simply stop dividing, but they stubbornly refuse to die. Science calls these senescent cells. I prefer to call them zombie cells. They sit stubbornly in the delicate cartilage of your knee joints, in the connective tissue of your shoulders, and along the lining of your blood vessels. They just sit there, taking up precious space. Worse than just taking up space, they continuously spit out inflammatory toxins called cytokines. These toxins severely damage all the healthy, vibrant tissue around them. Think of these zombie cells exactly like rotten apples sitting in a wooden barrel stored in a dark cellar. If you do not remove that one rotten apple, the mold and decay quickly jump to the fresh apples next to it. Within weeks, the entire barrel is a mushy, toxic mess. The rot spreads uncontrollably. Your body works the exact same way. Chronic inflammation is just cellular rot spreading from one tissue to another. It is the silent, invisible fire burning in your knees when you try to walk down a flight of stairs. It is the heavy, dragging exhaustion that hits you at 3 p.m. every single afternoon, no matter how much black coffee you drink. So clearing out these zombie cells stops the inflammation right at its absolute source. It cuts off the fuel supply to the fire. But if you think a standard green smoothie, a handful of expensive blueberries, or a basic vitamin tablet is doing the heavy lifting, you are missing the real chemical trigger. Berries are fantastic, but they are like throwing a tiny splash of water on a raging bonfire. You need a heavy-duty fire extinguisher. The actual heavy-duty solution is locked away inside that avocado pit, and you are about to see exactly why your digestive system violently rejects it when you try to eat it raw. The pit isn't just a basic seed waiting to grow into a tree. It is a highly secure, locked vault holding some of nature's absolute most powerful antioxidants. Specifically, we're talking about complex compounds called flavonols and proanthocyanidins. Please do not let those big scientific words intimidate you. Think of these compounds as a plant's heavy-duty chemical armor. An avocado tree grows in harsh, unforgiving environments. It faces intense, scorching tropical sun that would burn human skin in minutes. It faces torrential rains and relentless fungal attacks from the damp soil. The tree cleverly packs its most precious cargo with these chemical shields to guarantee its ultimate survival against the elements. When you prepare them correctly, these exact defensive compounds go to work inside you. They patrol your bloodstream and hunt down those stubborn zombie cells. But health-conscious people often make a terrible error. They try to grate the raw pit directly into their morning salads, their yogurt, or their overnight oats. This is a massive counterproductive mistake. Raw avocado pits contain incredibly high levels of tannins and phytic acid. Phytic acid is what we call an anti-nutrient. It is fiercely tough. It easily survives the burning acid of your stomach and travels deep down into your sensitive intestines. Once there, it acts like a magnetic thief. It binds directly to the valuable calcium, iron, and zinc you just ate from your other healthy foods. Phytic acid acts like a microscopic chemical straitjacket. Instead of giving you valuable nutrients, it handcuffs your body's existing minerals, forms an unbreakable clump, and drags them right out of your system into the toilet. You eat premium, expensive food, yet you feel bloated, exhausted, and your cells are quietly starving for basic minerals. Put a plus in the comments below if you've always believed the popular wellness myth that raw food is always better, or a minus if you already intuitively knew that some plants absolutely need cooking to be safe. While your gut is fighting a painful, losing battle to break down that raw powder, your blood is actually being actively robbed of vital minerals. Here is exactly why the strategic application of temperature changes the entire biological equation. You simply cannot eat the pit raw. You must boil it. Heat is the absolute only key that successfully unlocks that tight chemical straitjacket. A rapid, aggressive temperature shock effectively breaks down the hard, woody walls of the pit. As the water boils and bubbles, it physically dissolves the stubborn phytic acid. It completely strips away the bitter, chalky tannins that ruin the taste. Most importantly, the rolling heat frees up those precious water-soluble senolytics so your body can actually absorb and use them. Look at traditional South American cultures. In my many years of practice studying traditional ancestral nutrition, I found the village elders never, ever ate the seed raw. They intuitively knew it was completely useless and potentially harmful to their digestion. In remote, high-altitude villages in the Andes Mountains, or deep within the humid, dense jungles of the Amazon basin, the indigenous people did not have access to modern, shiny pharmacies. They could not just swallow an anti-inflammatory pill when their bodies ached from years of hard physical labor. So, whenever someone in the tribe had a severe, twisting stomachache or a massive joint flare-up that left them bedridden, they went straight to the fire. They roasted or boiled the avocado pit over an open flame to make a rich, dark, medicinal broth. They used intense heat to transform a mild poison into a potent medicine. They understood that the true healing power was locked away, and only fire could release it. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Have you ever noticed how massive supermarket chains charge an absolute fortune for tiny glass bottles of highly processed avocado oils, but completely hide the fact that the most potent part is the exact seed you throw away? Tell me below in the comments if you've caught on to this massive industry secret too. So boiling the pit firmly breaks those toxic chemical bonds and frees the locked antioxidants. But if you just drop the whole solid pit into a pot of boiling water, you are making another huge critical error. You are destroying the exact delicate compounds you were desperately trying to save, which I promised to help you unlock at the start of this video. The real catastrophe happens when you completely ignore the science of surface area. Boiling the pit whole is a massive biological error. The outer layer of the seed is a tough, waterproof skin specifically designed by nature to keep moisture out and protect the core. When you drop a whole pit into boiling water, the hot water just bounces off the surface. The heat penetrates incredibly unevenly. The outside simply burns, chars, and degrades into a slimy, useless mess. Meanwhile, the inside remains completely chemically locked and entirely untouched by the water. The hot water never reaches the valuable core where the actual medicine lives. You must dry the pit slightly first, leave it on your kitchen counter for a day or two. Then you carefully peel off the thin, flaky, papery outer skin and you grate the hard core using a standard metal cheese grater or a microplane. This specific step is absolutely non-negotiable. It takes a bit of elbow grease and patience, but it is entirely worth the physical effort. When you grate the pit, the fine shavings fall onto your wooden chopping board looking pale and dry, almost exactly like grated Parmesan cheese or coarse almond flour. In that exact fraction of a second, you instantly expose the dormant, sleeping flavonols to the oxygen in your kitchen. Watch very closely what happens next. It is truly fascinating. Within just a few short minutes, the pale shavings will begin to visibly transform right before your eyes. They will turn a deep, dusty orange or a rich, vibrant, rusty pink color. This beautiful color change is called oxidization. It means the powerful polyphenols are chemically waking up from their slumber. It is exactly like cracking a chemical glow stick in the dark. The reaction and the subsequent massive health benefits only happen when the inner compounds physically mix with the oxygen in the air in your kitchen. Real natural produce is getting much harder to find these days, and it is getting incredibly expensive to feed a family healthy food. Where are you watching this video from? And what does a good fresh avocado cost in your local city right now? Let me know in the comments. Once those pale shavings turn bright pink, they are fully primed and entirely ready for the boiling water. But beware, dropping them into the wrong liquid will instantly neutralize absolutely everything you have just worked so hard to achieve. Many people successfully brew this avocado tea, but they struggle with the initial taste. To mask that earthy, slightly bitter, woody flavor, they automatically reach into the fridge for a comforting, heavy splash of full cream cow's milk. Please, I am begging you, do not do this under any circumstances. It completely and permanently ruins the entire delicate extraction process. We are heavily conditioned by modern society to soften any bitter flavors with thick, creamy dairy, but seeking that sweet comfort destroys the complex chemistry. Casein, which is the primary bulky protein found in cow's dairy, binds aggressively to these fragile plant polyphenols. Casein is a large, sticky protein that is fantastic for growing baby calves, but terrible for absorbing plant medicine. When the milk meets the hot tea, it immediately creates a heavy, clunky molecular complex that your human gut simply cannot absorb. Adding milk to your cup is exactly like putting heavy, solid lead boots on the nimble senolytics. They become entirely too heavy and too bulky to squeeze through the microscopic pores of your delicate intestinal wall. Instead of entering your bloodstream to do their healing work, they pass straight through your entire digestive tract. They leave your body in the toilet without ever touching a single inflammatory zombie cell. You get absolutely zero benefit for all your hard work and preparation. So keeping dairy completely out of your cup guarantees the senolytics safely survive the stomach acid and reach the intestines entirely intact. But getting them into your bloodstream is only half the battle. If they do not enter your actual deep tissue cells, your liver simply filters them out and flushes them away in a few short hours. Your liver is a highly efficient, ruthless filter. It treats these unfamiliar, highly concentrated plant compounds as something that needs to be cleared immediately to protect the body. You need a specific chemical key to force the cellular door open and keep it open long enough for the medicine to work. Remember at the very start of this video when I specifically promised you a precise, step-by-step method to extract 100% of the benefits without experiencing any stomach pain? Here is the exact fail-proof protocol. You must add a tiny small pinch of black pepper or a slice of fresh ginger root to the boiling water alongside the pink avocado shavings. This is the ultimate secret step. It seems so incredibly basic, just a common table spice you have sitting in your pantry, but black pepper contains a highly active, brilliant compound called piperine. Piperine is essentially a biological hacker. It temporarily distracts and slows down the liver's natural excretion process. It keeps those precious hard-won avocado polyphenols continuously circulating in your bloodstream for up to 2,000% longer. Think of your liver as a heavy, solid steel bank vault door that usually slams shut in exactly 5 seconds. You need time to carry the gold out. Piperine is like placing a heavy iron wedge in that door. It firmly holds the doors of the bank vault open just long enough for your body to get all the gold out and distribute it to your aching joints. Without the pepper, the door aggressively slams shut and the nutrients are flushed down the drain. Fresh ginger root contains compounds called gingerols, which perform a very similar hacking function if you prefer a warmer, spicier flavor. By the way, do you store your fresh avocados in the cold fridge to make them last longer, or out on the warm kitchen counter to ripen? Let's debate this down in the comments because absolutely everyone seems to do it differently and fiercely defends their method. Here is the full, comprehensive process you need to follow today. First, take exactly half of a dried avocado pit and grate it finely. Leave the other half in a container for later in the week. Let the fine shavings sit undisturbed on your wooden chopping board for about 5 to 10 minutes until they turn that vibrant, unmistakable pink color. Next, bring exactly 2 cups of fresh, clean water to a rolling, aggressive boil on your kitchen stove. Add the pink shavings and your tiny pinch of black pepper or a slice of fresh ginger. Turn the heat down to low and let the mixture simmer gently for exactly 10 minutes. Watch as the water turns a beautiful, rich ruby red or dark amber color. The aroma filling your kitchen will be earthy, nutty, and slightly woody. Finally, strain the hot liquid carefully through a fine metal sieve into your favorite mug to catch all the rough shavings. Drink the tea while it is warm. Drink it black. It really is that unbelievably simple. The rolling heat permanently breaks the tough phytic acid. The physical grating process activates the powerful polyphenols with oxygen. The black pepper drives the healing senolytics deep into your starving cells to clear out the toxic biological waste. So you now hold in your hands a highly potent senolytic tea. It genuinely supports your body in clearing out those inflammatory, tissue-destroying zombie cells. But listen to me very carefully. If you think you should drink this tea every single morning to feel better faster, you run a very real risk of overwhelming your liver with way too many active compounds. We live in a fast-paced culture that wrongly believes if 1 dose is good, 10 doses must be better. That is dangerous thinking. You must cycle this tea. Drink this brew just 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is a perfect schedule. Treat it as a profound biological reset, not a daily hydration habit. Your body desperately needs downtime to physically flush out the dead cellular debris that the tea helps break apart. The tea stresses the zombie cells and shatters them. Your lymphatic system then needs 48 solid hours to sweep up the mess and clear it out of your system. If you drink the tea every single day, you create a massive internal traffic jam of dead cellular waste. Your kidneys and your liver will become overworked trying to filter out all the broken down zombie cells at once. You will feel lethargic, sluggish, and ironically more fatigued than when you started. This is known as a healing crisis, and it is completely avoidable. By sticking strictly to the 3-day-a-week schedule, you allow your body to naturally and gently sweep the debris away. If you support this natural, cyclical process, you will begin to feel much more vigorous. You will feel far more resilient, your joints will feel lighter, and your energy will remain steady throughout the afternoon. Your body is a brilliant, highly capable self-healing machine. Give it the exact right tools, step back, and it will gladly do the heavy lifting for you. Try this unique, ancient method the very next time you slice open an avocado and see exactly how your body responds to true plant wisdom. If this deep dive into cellular health and hidden plant compounds interested you, you will absolutely love this next video too. Your air fryer is quietly accelerating your skin aging. The hidden signs of advanced lipid oxidation end products created by high-speed hot air, which literally rusts your cells and degrades joint cartilage. This information is strictly educational to support your daily vitality. Never change your doctor's medical treatment without their consent. Take care of yourself, respect your body, and I will see you next time.